Welcome to Critical Project Leadership Habits, 14 habits you need to develop. There are two topics in this e-learning course. The first, 7 Deadly Habits of Ineffective Software Managers, and the second, 7 Successful Habits of Effective Software Leaders. Let's go. Here's the first one. Don't impose useless process. Project and software IT management is full of acronyms, mostly to make terms appear more important than they really are. You as a leader won't win friends if you overuse them. By the way, do you know what BCWS is? Well, you can use all sorts of flashy terminology. And why confuse everybody with something like that? Unnecessary jargon results in confusion, alienation of the team. You can easily get absorbed with following the PMBOK guide to a T. Spending majority of the time creating process-related reports. Well, positive actions instead that you can take is to always put yourself in the shoes of your stakeholders. What do they want to hear? Be consistent, both verbal and written. Anywhere you can use graphics, charts, or tables, use them. But you may want to avoid color, and you may wonder why color. Well, it's a couple of key reasons. One is when things get printed out, you remember that thing called paper? Color typically, unless you're printing to a color inkjet device, color won't translate. Some folks are colorblind. So colors that are very close to each other, reds and greens and browns, some of your audience may not be able to distinguish it. By the way, I'm colorblind. You need to identify must-haves for your process and not necessarily use process that is there and defined, even if it's in the PMBOK guide or whatever agile process that you use. Identify and use those process elements that are must-have priorities that really add value. As an example, there's an incredible assortment of inputs and outputs in the project cost management knowledge area. And they include cost management plans, activity cost estimates, basis of estimates, and project funding requirements. However, when it all comes down to it, the only document you may ever need is actually this cost management plan. This document establishes the overall planning necessary to monitor and control project cost. It can be a great tiebreaker when needing to refer back to cost and budget specifications that were agreed upon when the project was funded. And even though I mentioned document, it could be a PowerPoint. It doesn't necessarily have to be a written document. It all comes down to the following highlights, doesn't it? This is what you really want to know. Is the team on track? What are the major risks and mitigation? And what work is left to complete? These 3 items, by the way, are key benefits of using a more agile approach, in particular Scrum. And keep your project status simple to a single page if possible at the very most. In the PMBOK guide, the Project Integration Management Knowledge area, all of the processes there have great aids that you can use to better make sure that your process is working